Hey one hail, welcome back to the channel. Last week we did Megatron Week, Animated Megatron Week. It only seems fitting that this week we do Animated Optimus Prime Week. And we're going to kick things off with this guy. This is the Deluxe Class Transformers Animated Cybertronian Mode Optimus Prime. And he's going to be our focus in the latest GotBot True review. Hey one hail, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe, and while you are at it, light 'em up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton and lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that is in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And this is the Deluxe Class Animated Optimus Prime with his Cybertronian Alt Mode. And it's pretty good. It's definitely an interesting take. And honestly, I always saw this more as an Orion Pax than an Optimus Prime, but sure, okay, why not Optimus Prime? Great articulation, weird proportions, and a bit of a strange transformation. How does it all come together? Is it good? We're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And now that we've looked at Bulkhead Week, and we've done that a little while ago, where we looked at a Voyager and a leader for Bulkhead, then we had a Megatron Week where we looked at the Cybertron Mode Voyager version of Megatron and the leader class, I guess, attack helicopter version of Megatron. It only seems fitting that we now do a look at a couple of animated Optimus Primes. Now, fun fact, the activators, I think it is, a KO, I think of the activators, animated Optimus Prime was my very first review, true review number 1, and I don't think I've looked at an animated Optimus Prime since, other than maybe like a fast food offering or something. So this is kind of exciting to me. I also think it's fitting that this, if I'm not mistaken, is a Deluxe Cybertronian mode, which would pair nicely with the Voyager Cybertronian mode Megatron, because if you know anything about animated, the Decepticons were actually significantly larger than the Autobots, which of course was part of the threat, and why the Decepticons were always such a big threat. This Cybertronian mode for Optimus Prime has him as what looks to be a half-track, because he has tires up here and what can only be described as treads back here. Blue treads at that. He also has, because of his axe and the way it stores, like a trailer hook here, or like a fifth wheel hook, I guess. And like, that's great, but the guy doesn't come with a trailer, so I'm not really sure what you would attach to that. Nevertheless, I guess it's neat if you have an Optimus trailer that can go on there. Rolls actually really well, so I do like that. For a Cybertronian mode, I think this is pretty neat. And again, though in the modern age everybody complains about the use of translucent plastic, guys, it's not new. It's really not new. Not much else to say in this mode, although I will say this, when I look at this section down right here, I get very much Fall of Cybertron vibes. Like, it really, or War for Cybertron, I should say, not Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron vibes. Like, these two pieces here, you know, I can sort of see, like, just a cheeky little nod, if you will. Okay, not much left to say in this mode. I will say this, I think this is the hardest animated transformation I've done yet. Of everything animated that I've looked at. Doesn't mean it's bad, but there was a lot here for me to get used to. Let's begin right here on the back. I'm going to refrain from giving the guy scores until we actually get him in robot mode. And I want to note now that these are his arms that's holding the handle of the axe that's folded up and between the legs. And the entire roof section is slotted into a peg hole here in this gray. Before we start doing any of the actual transformation, I do want to note that he comes with this. He has this, well, it's not even big sheet of instructions, though it looks big here. It's okay. I didn't find him to be the best. And on the other side, we have the whole bio, you know, Optimus washed out of the academy and stuff, but like, he's a natural born leader. You'll notice that he has a shield on his arm and he has an axe in his hand, but little did anybody know that both of those could go together. Dun dun dun. But we'll see all of that in just a little bit. Back to Optimus. Okay, so here's our guy, Optimus Prime. I guess we'll do the transformation without any further ado. We're going to turn these up because I'm going to forget to do that if I don't do it now. We're going to take that off. You could, I guess, leave it on, and we're going to actually open it out. You can leave it closed for the shield, and then this will peg just back in here because this is on the arm, so that's very easy. But I wanted to open it so that we can address how the this piece attaches to the axe when we get to that. Okay, so with that off and open, I guess maybe we could extend. Yeah, let's extend the lower legs next. The axe piece can come off. I'm just going to lay that to the side. This is the handle. We'll get to that in just a little bit. So we have the legs extended. I'm going to swing them down. I'm going to swing up a foot and swing up a foot. And we rotate at the knee, and we rotate at the knee. The lower body of this guy, actually really, really, really easy. Honestly, I really, really like it. Now that we've got that done, we're going to stand our guy up. He's kind of going up. Maybe I'll adjust because we have to do the upper body next, and that's a bit of a chore. Okay, so now that we've got this repositioned, we can bring that out and really kind of like all the way down. I don't really like the torso, I'm not gonna lie. The arms, they come out, and we should be able to push the handle out of those hands for now. Open out those arms and fold down on the back. At the shoulder, rotate an arm down. At this shoulder, rotate an arm down. And if you haven't solidified the body yet and pushed it all down together, do that now. And when you do so, I guess I'll try and note this. When you do so, you have a notch right here and a rectangular tab up there. You really have to get that rectangular tab in the notch. And then you can straighten up the head, and though you can't see the lower body, boom, here we have Optimus in his robot mode. But before we look at the robot mode, let's talk about these doodad bits for a second. So this is the handle that goes in both hands, and then which side is it? This side, in the translucent blue of the axe, you have a hole that can go on over there, and then of course this was sandwiched between his legs, and this was pointed up. If you want, you can put that down. That's up to you though. You can also straighten out the handle, also I guess up to you, and you can even open out the axe pieces. Cool, wonderful. Now, this is good enough, and you can use this as a shield, but maybe you're thinking to yourself, well no, I want it to be a real big like battle axe thing. Well, the way that you attach this to this is actually very simple. At the top of this gray, there's a little groove, and this red bar just slots into that groove. So now we have this gigantic axe, which he will wield in a moment. But let's take a closer look at Optimus. And man, oh man, I think this looks good together. Honestly, I think in this case, the Deluxe and the Voyager make sense because Megatron should be larger and imposing, and he definitely is. So we're going to take him out of it. We looked at him not too long ago. I can't remember the number right now, but I'll put a card up in the corner for Megatron. Then we have this guy. So let's start giving this dude some scores. By the way, you can see he's holding the axe, and not for nothing, if you want him to dual wield the axe, I mean, you can do it. It's, there you go. Like, you can do it. You might have to finagle it a little bit, but like he definitely 100% can do it. And this hand actually moves up and down to accommodate it. Like there's a little slider there. But we'll talk about that with articulation in a moment. Let's take the axe out of his hand for now. Okay, so transformation. I do not like the way the torso is kind of done with that one panel, and it's loosey-goosey until you really squeeze everything together. Once it's all squeezed together, great robot mode. Great vehicle mode. It's just the going between, I don't know, that panel that from the lower body and the upper body, it makes it too loose for my taste. And not for nothing, when I push the chest down, I can't exactly tell you how everything pushes into place. I just sort of push and squeeze and everything kind of falls into place. Maybe I'm missing, you know, some specific pegs or something, but it works out in the end. It's a little bit finicky to get here. I'm going to say the transformation is an 8. It's good. It's definitely good, especially the lower body, and some people probably love it. But for me, I just found it a little bit cumbersome. So we're going to say an 8. The look, I mean, for Cybertronian Mode Optimus Prime, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if we start from the feet and work our way up, the black is correct on the toes, the blue, the yellow is correct, the blue on the lower leg, the gray on the shins, the lights here on the hips and pelvis is all right, except we should have like side lights here that are also yellow, and they're not there. The blue on the chest is correct. The face plateless head is correct. The blue on the arms is correct, though on the back of the hands we should have yellow. On the back of the forearm, here where this red and stuff is, we really should have gray, though we do have the silver here that tries to mimic that. Here where we have this gray hinge at the elbow, we should have that red. The outside here should also be gray on the arm. So it's close, but it's not perfect. The chest is right though. I'm gonna say 9. I'm gonna say 9. He had an 8, an 8 for the transformation, 9. Right now he's getting a 9.5. Let's do the articulation so that we can get out of here. The head goes left and right, looks way up, looks way down. The shoulders are on ball joints, but man, they're tight. Way up, way up. By the way, all of these animated lads have been on loan to me by a good friend of the channel, Maximal Tan. Elbows have a very deep end, though I wish the bar that connects the upper and lower arm was a bit thicker. Nothing at the wrist, and the wrist is at a weird angle. Though this wrist does have a push up and down to accommodate dual wielding the axe. We have a waist that goes all the way around, legs all the way forward, leg all the way back, splits all the way to the side, swivel at the knee, but it's like your thigh swivel, 90-degree at the knee, and while the toes can go down, there's no side to side for the toes. I mean, honestly, other than I wish the hands could go out a bit more, but that was common with some animated stuff. Like, I mean, for example, look at Lockdown, right? Other than the hands able to go out a little bit more, and an ankle rocker, I think everything else is here that I could want. I'm going to say, let's see, it was getting an 8.5. I'm going to say the articulation's a 9.5, which gives this guy an overall score of a 9. It's a bit of a surprise to me. I didn't think he was going to score that high, but I gotta be objective and I gotta call it as it is. Overall, he's a 9. He's okay, but I feel in my gut that maybe, just maybe, there's a better version of animated Optimus Prime out there. Guess we'll see, but for now, this guy is a 9. The only real gripes that I could levy against it is the hands being kind of curled in a little bit, the lack of an ankle rocker, and I personally find the way the torso and upper body is connected to the lower body by that panel to be a bit of a nuisance. It's not something we haven't encountered before with Transformers when tops and bottoms of bodies are connected very, I'll say, loosely. I'm really thinking of like Atlas, the big powered Takara release of Atlas using that Titan's Return mold. Like, it's a little hinge that connects the upper and lower body. It wasn't the best way to go. I kind of feel like that here. Does it ruin the guy? Absolutely not, because the materials feel robust, solid, fantastic. He's really good. Better than I thought he would be. And here we are once again, and here he is. So, the things that I like. I actually do like the proportions here for the most part, though I do wish that the hands could actually angle out more because they seem like they're a little curled in to me. The shoulders are crazy tight on these ball joints. I almost wish that they were slightly looser, to be honest with you. Love the lower legs. An ankle tilt would have been nice, but that's about it. The range of motion for all the joints is splendid, spectacular. The Cybertronian look for the guy is tremendous. Then we get to the transformation, which I do, like, it's brilliant, but I personally find it a bit cumbersome. And kind of, everything sort of like, how can I say this? Everything sort of flops around until it's in one of the two modes. Once it's in one of the two modes, it's super duper solid, but I do find going there gets a little flimsy floppy, especially the upper body. I guess a minor gripe overall. Is this my favorite iteration of animated Optimus Prime? No. Do I think overall it's a good Transformer? Yes. So if it's your version of Optimus du jour, or animated Optimus, if you like the Cybertronian mode, say, better than the Earth mode, then cool. This is a solid one to get. But of course the choice is yours. It's up to you, depending on how much you like a Cybertronian Optimus, or you want to use this guy maybe as a Cybertronian Orion Pax. And are you okay with kind of slight niggling things like the inward arms? If you like the articulation, if you like the look, and if you are okay with the transformation, then this guy is a solid win. But I also understand how there would be some gripes. I even have my own. Let me know what you think about the animated Deluxe Cybertronian Mode Optimus Prime. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring or course. Hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around. Have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, not for a moment, not for a second, that somehow, some way, each and every single day, you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, right here inside the videos.